Hey everyone, this is Nico from Morningfame, and if you are watching the replay, then by now I should have added a timestamp to the description so you can skip to the juicy part of how the algorithm works. Hey everyone, welcome. So great that you all are waiting already. Tech devs, how you doing? Hi Pam, how you doing? Extreme Food Reviews, howdy. Kent, hi, how are you doing? I think... Did I see you here before? You're kind of a new subscriber. Haunted Scotland, new guy as well. Welcome to my channel. Hi Rodney, how are you doing? I watched your introduction to the click-through rate and impressions yesterday, your video. And that's what I want to talk today about as well in the first part. Quite an interesting thing that they introduced there, right? Actually, that's not something new in the algorithm, but it is finally visible to us. So really great thing to have. Magic Click, Retrograms, how are you doing? I think you're new here as well. Welcome. Ingenious, old pal, how are you doing? Full Fish, I think you're new, right? So welcome. No skills required. How are you doing, my friend? And yeah, so all right. I want to do it a little bit today like this. I will explain you step by step how the algorithm works under the hood. You will see my major sources I had for this knowledge I'm sharing with you today in the description. First of all, it's the a release announcement over on the Creator Insider channel. By the way, if you don't know the Creator Insider channel yet, this is a channel like, so to say, a creator's cut for YouTube, yeah, behind the scenes, what is happening on YouTube's side, what they are thinking about, what they want to implement new. And there, of course, they announced the first time a month ago or so the click-through rate and the impressions. And this was very telling because the product manager of this particular analytics feature was talking about it. And of course, he knows in detail how the algorithm works. I mean, yeah, he's at the source, right? He's involved in all that thing. And the second source is a scientific paper written by Google engineers, which is the second link in the description, which really tells exactly how the home algorithm works under the hood. You know, the homepage of YouTube when you log into youtube.com or open your YouTube app. That's what you see there, recommendations there. It's detailed exactly how it's implemented. The sound is popping. Does it mean it's too loud? I can lagging, not popping here. Let's see. It should be now on my side. It's the sound is good enough, or not too loud, I would say. Hi Webfilmat, Österreich, sehr schön. Does it? It's going out a little bit. Okay, just a second. This is probably the noise reduction, noise suppression level. Let's go. Does it sound? Does it sound better now here? It's like a broken telephone. Oh my god. Let's see. Oh, health was good. OBS is doing well. Microphone is set to on. Sounds good. Hi, Dead Reviews. How you doing? You're new, right? Old Iron Shops. Chris, right? Yeah, Chris. How are you doing? Noise gate. All right. Okay, then let's do it like this. Since I don't know why it's not working. So how it's sounding like this. it should. I don't have any audio filter now on there as well, so it shouldn't do any things. Sounds great. Better. Okay. Thank you, Francis. Welcome to my channel, by the way. All right. Perfect. I have to. Anyway, I didn't change anything, but that is the common excuse for every developer. Software is broken, but the developer didn't change anything, so who knows what the reason is now. All right. A better microphone could be helping. Although this one is really good. I have the Textar SGC598, which is the very cheap one, but it's still good. Still happening. Oh my god. What should we do? What should we do? Could we? I mean, sound is bad, right? Let's give me a minute. Test, test. Okay. How does this sound now? Let's see. This one is now. I had to unplug. All right. Okay. Quick fixing. All right, sounds clear. Perfect. Okay, let's get started then. All right, perfect. Let me get started with how the YouTube algorithm works. I will do pauses in between. Yeah, I will explain it to you step by step. And you can ask me then questions about anything you would like to know about that. Because the interesting part will be that knowing how the algorithm works under the hood allows us to evaluate all the YouTube advice we have, where it applies, how it applies, and how effective it is. It's really interesting. I prepared this presentation before and tried to sprinkle in all the common questions and YouTube tips, but I bet you have some additional thoughts about that, so I will be happy to discuss those as well. So let's dive right into that. The interesting part, which is really my motivation to do the whole thing, but I will go much more deeper than that even, is of course in the new YouTube studio. You now have this chart here, impressions and how they led to watch time. And this is really critical that YouTube is showing it to us, because that really shows you, I will explain you in a minute why. What matters to YouTube for videos to become successful? And of course, it starts with impressions. YouTube showing your video to viewers, yeah, and not everyone, of course, clicks, because if they show, for example, in the search results your video, then they have a choice of 10, 20 videos, and they just click one. So, of course, you won't always win the click, but if you do win the click, then that converts into a view, which is the click-through rate, which they are showing. So in this case, a little bit over every 20th person clicked on my video and watched it. And that, of course, transfers into watch time as well, because obviously people watch it shorter or longer. So this sums up into watch time then accordingly. Svet Fit Music, a good question. You have to go into, let me quickly see a switch account. How do I do this the fast way? If you go onto YouTube, you go into the Classic Creator Studio. And there you have a link which tells go to Studio Beta. And only there you will be able to see this new analytics here. That's the button you have to click here in the bottom left. Then you go over to this page. Here I selected one of my videos. You can also select it for the whole channel, and then you see this. You know, this funnel, so to say. Yeah, and the interesting thing is here, this is basically what you see here is really the whole story of the YouTube algorithm. Really the whole story from start to end. Of course, in each step there is hidden quite a lot behind it, of course. But it all boils down to this. Impressions is of course something you are not able to influence mostly, right? Because impressions is YouTube doing promotion for you. This is the home screen, this is suggested videos. Of course, you have impressions from search as well. And as we know, of course, we do SEO, so we have a little bit influence over where YouTube promotes our videos. But for the most part, it's in the hands of YouTube to give you an impression or not. Yeah, YouTube has to decide, okay, for this user or for this search term, now your video is the right one to suggest to the viewer, to show to the viewer, because YouTube believes your video is just the right thing that the viewer just now wants to see. So what we do with SEO, we kind of recommend to YouTube, okay, here we have a video about this topic and so on. This is good for these kinds of people who are interested in this topic, for example. Yeah. So it's mostly YouTube's workings here for the impressions and a little bit of our influence we do with SEO. Then views, getting views from those impressions, the click-through rate. Of course, I just saw in the chat that this question mark is very telling. All the question marks in here. Yeah, when you're looking at your own stats, click on all the question marks. It's very informative. Especially this one. What you can see here is how much of those impressions are coming from the homepage, home. That's what I mainly will talk about today, but also I will transfer this knowledge then to the watch page, which is recommended video and search. And of course what role SEO plays in all that. Yeah, anyway, I was converting those impressions to views is something that is more in your hands even. First and foremost, because of your thumbnail and the title. Yeah. So if you have something that looks intriguing, of course, people are more likely to click on this video, on your video. So it's mostly in your hands whether you convert those impressions to views, although you have to factor in, of course, that if you are on a search results page with 10 results that you see over right away, you can't expect everyone to click on it. I mean, there are the alternatives, and that's really coming down to maybe some other video ranking alongside your video has just a nicer thumbnail. I mean, you could have a great one, but the other one has an even greater one. So competition plays a role here as well. It's not fully in your hands, but of course, thumbnails and titles are very important for that. And on top of that, also what I said here, you know, in Morningfame, you're getting this email 24 hours after you published a new video, and there you have this thumbnail comparison. And here you can easily tell, for example, whether your own thumbnail, you all know my thumbnails, right, pops out, sticks out, draws attention compared to the competing videos. And in this case, I would say I would even pop out a little bit more since I have more colors here. But you know, it's not a very big difference. Anyway, this is a good thing to look at. But also, I mean, we are talking about improving click-through rate through thumbnails and titles, which is definitely like at least 90% of the whole game. So working on that is very important. Game Dev Seal, this is my thumbnail, top right. And but there are a little bit of other things. For example, if you look at this email as well at the bottom, yeah, here is a chart of the length of the similar videos. Yeah, and as you see here, my video is 9 minutes 46 seconds long, which is longer than most of the videos of this topic. Yeah, so this is kind of a little bit of something we have to consider as well. I mean, I bet you also look at the timestamp of videos quite a lot. If you're just on a break and don't have much time, or you're tired and don't want to watch a long video, then it's certainly playing a role to how long the video is. And if it's too long, according to the timestamp, then you might not even watch it. So this report is a little bit of the idea, what is the length of the videos that people are used to for a given topic, and you shouldn't do your video much more longer than that. I try to at least stay below 10 minutes, which is kind of the magic line. So people are not, don't click it for the reason because they think it's too long. Anyway, this is just a small aspect of it. The most important part for click-through rate is certainly here at this point thumbnails and titles, and just quick information. If you use the Morningfame tool, in the velocity tab you have this button here, appealing thumbnails, and this one is really great to get a good idea about how well your thumbnails are doing, what you could improve. First of all, it looks at how consistent your thumbnails look, because the thumbnails don't necessarily have to look really good, as long as they look very similar. So here in my case, I always have this tilted text with the similar color scheme, so people will recognize that my video is from my channel, and even though another video might look much more intriguing, viewers of my channel will see, oh, that's another video of Morningfame, I should look at, because I know from the past that those videos on Morningfame channels are informative ones, and I have to look at, even though the thumbnail might not even be the best one of all choices you have in your search results or in the suggested videos you're currently looking at as a viewer, right? Then of course the size of the thumbnail is important, that it's still very well legible in the small screen, and here the thumbnail comparison that you also see in the 24 hours email I showed you before. Anyway, just a quick thing, a click-through rate, improving that is certainly the thumbnail as well as an intriguing title. This is very much in your hands already, and then we go down to watch time. And watch time is certainly 100% in your hands. Yeah, designing, editing, creating the video in a way that people stay for longer. It's not easy to do, but also at least no one else is influencing you. There's nothing, no competition that steals you the show. There is YouTube doesn't do anything about it. I mean, they just play the video, right? So here you have the most influence, and certainly what Tom from the Creator Insider channel said. It's the video which I linked in. That's the first link in the description. He said that even if you have many impressions and many views, but short watch time, your video won't get that successful. Yeah, it is kind of going into the area of clickbait. Yeah, if you're doing just clickbait, but the video behind this thumbnail and title is just a bad one, then people will stop watching it, and that is recognized by YouTube and then not promoted anymore that much anymore. So working on your watch time is really important. Dead reviews, yes, you can change it. Here you can even do lifetime and all that. But apparently the data for this new report is only available from March 15th right now. So we have to wait for a longer time. I think YouTube just recently started collecting data about that in a way that they can show it to us. So there is no historic information yet. Unfortunately, that also means videos that you published before March the 15th, most of the impressions and views which you usually get in the first few days of after you uploaded your video, this is not even tracked yet. So yeah, from now going forward, we will have all the information. Unfortunately, not so far back, just for a month now. Yeah, I can check. Doesn't change much. This is a video. Okay, maybe I was wrong about that. It shows January 14th now. I checked it yesterday. Anyway, you'll see. You can play around with that. Kent, January 1st. Okay, I see. That would be a good thing to have. By the way, and let's dive into the algorithm now a bit. Hi Aline, how are you doing? The interesting thing is this video that I'm showing you here is not very old. It's currently 2 to 3 weeks old. What you see here in the impressions, this peak was certainly the day when I uploaded the video, and of course you guys as subscribers watched it in the beginning, so that certainly always creates a good peak. But the interesting thing is it goes down as it usually does, because most of the subscribers already watched the video, and my video in this case didn't do that well in other discovery sources like search or suggested. But suddenly, as you can see here, the impressions went up after a week. Quite weird, right? And the impressions went up, and what happens here is that YouTube promoted this video to a new interest group, and interest groups are very central to this whole thing. It's not that YouTube is building interest groups explicitly under the hood, yeah. But it's how the algorithm is designed. I will explain it in detail in a few minutes. How it's designed under the hood makes interest groups, so to say, happen. Interest group is more a term that we understand it better. But anyway, there's a new interest group that is kind of probably interested in some kind of ranking on YouTube. I couldn't say what interest groups. I mean, that is still something that YouTube is not telling us exactly. I mean, for a good reason. This is really, even I think on YouTube side, difficult to grasp. They could tell which users those are, but we as humans would want to have like kind of a label, right? What is the interest? How can you name the interest that those people have? And that is not really something like ranking on YouTube or something. It's kind of, you will see later. Anyway, so they showed it to a new interest group, some impressions, and you can also see, like look at that. We have the impression click-through rate here, which is of course very high in the beginning. 10% goes up to 10%, because this is mostly my subscribers who saw my video through the notifications, through search maybe, but mostly through the home screen and suggested video. Yeah, because my subscribers are interested in watching all the new videos of my channel, it's also more likely that they in particular get my videos recommended when I'm publishing new ones. So that means they are also very likely to click it. That means I of course get a very high click-through rate. So that's at the first mostly my subscribers who click the video, producing a high click-through rate. But now YouTube is showing it to new people, a new interest group, who most likely didn't see my channel before. And no wonder that my click-through rate at the same time, as you can see here, goes down. Yeah, because those people are not my subscribers. They probably didn't ever hear about my channel, and they have no specific reason to click my video compared to the other videos that get shown to them. So of course the click-through rate goes down, and I think it went so much down that YouTube decided, oh, this new interest group is apparently not so interested in my video after all, so it stopped recommending it to those people. Yeah. Hi Tom, how are you doing? This is a very interesting effect here to see. First of all, having this bump here, yeah, is a really good sign. Look at your videos. If you have those bumps, yeah, even if it's happening like me, like in my case, that the click-through rate goes down and the bump goes down as well. So the opportunity I had to get my video shown to new people got kind of dried out. Still, the fact that YouTube tries to show my video to new people with this kind of bump is a really good sign, because what I experienced for small channels is that in the beginning you don't get those bumps at all. Yeah, you usually only live from your subscribers and a little bit of promotion, but nothing like a real boost. But the more you grow your channel, the more outreach you get, the more channel authority you have, the more promotion YouTube will do for you, and suddenly those bumps appear. Yeah, in my case, I'm not big enough, I'm not good enough, frankly, with my videos yet to really make that happen. But as soon as I would reach a certain production level, that the appeal of my video really is very broad, I mean my videos are very enticing, then this bump would go up even more, and this would be kind of like something like suggested videos going nuts here. So, so all in all, I'm happy about this bump, and I hope in some of my future videos I will be able to make this bump like stay or increase even more, because YouTube is always basically searching for new people who might be interested in your video and trying to show it to you to them. But of course, they look at those people they show it to, how they respond to the video, and if they don't respond well, then they stop showing it. But if they respond very well, they continue showing it to more people who are like-minded as those that they showed it initially. This kind of whole interest group. Yeah. All right, that is a very interesting insight here. I would say this is something very worth tracking over time for all the videos. Really valuable here at that point. Let me explain you then a little bit what happens under the hood here. How the ranking algorithm plays into that. As I said in the beginning, this is the whole story of the YouTube algorithm, really the whole story. But what happens under the hood is what is the knowledge that helps us to apply the tips, all the tips we have at the right spot, focus on the right tips to get more impression, improve the click-through rate, improve the watch time. Of course, I talked about click-through rate is mostly your thumbnails and your title. Watch time, of course, is how you do your video. This is pretty much well understood for all of us. The big question is, how do we get more impressions, right? This is basically the holy grail here. So let's dive into it. But before I do that, anyone have any questions about this report? Yeah, of course. If you are talking about impressions, they don't only come from YouTube. They also seeking your content would be search, as well as if you promote it on social media and so forth. So these impressions matter as well. We will see later the recommendation algorithm, homepage and watch page, is designed in a way that it not only tracks how well a video does that was recommended on the homepage or was recommended on the watch page, which is the recommended videos, but also tracking how well a video does where people come from outside, from social media or from search. So all the sources where impressions come from are equally tracked on the platform, and based on that, the quality of your video is evaluated by YouTube. Basically, how much watch time you drive with this video, and based on that, YouTube decides how much more promotion to do for your video. So certainly, if you share your video on social media, this can also jumpstart that YouTube does more promotion in suggested videos and so on for your video. So, all right, okay, then let's dive into the YouTube algorithm, how it's working under the hood. You probably heard from Devil Eves, for example, already, that YouTube is using artificial intelligence under the hood in order to rank our videos, to decide which videos to promote and so on. This is exactly the same artificial intelligence that self-driving cars are also using, also known as deep learning. Neural networks is the official term, which is nothing too complicated actually. If you are a developer and look into that, it's really not that complicated, but how it's used, that is really this is where the juice is, right? This I want to explain you a little bit more, but let me say this. if we compare self-driving cars to the YouTube algorithm, then in a sense the YouTube algorithm's AI is more complicated than that of a self-driving car. You're probably thinking, how could that be? I mean, self-driving cars are super complicated. But you have to understand like this. You know, saying a self-driving car is an artificial intelligence or the YouTube algorithm, it's kind of an overstatement. If you understand what it really does, you don't think about intelligence at that point anymore. The trick in a self-driving car to make all that happen is actually those neural networks that are called deep learning or artificial intelligence are really, really stupid in the end. Yeah, there's no intelligence in there. A self-driving car is only for that reason so sophisticated and can do very complex tasks, because you don't have just one artificial intelligence in a car. You have hundreds of artificial intelligences in the car. Think about like this. I mean, we as a driver in a car are a single person. We look at everything. We look at the traffic lights. We look at the speed signs. We look at parking cars. We look at pedestrians. We look at the lanes of the street. We look at navigation, where we want to drive to, and all that things. All those things we do at the same time. That is really impressive. But the self-driving car in itself, that is, driving on the roads nowadays, it's more like hundreds of very stupid people doing each a very specific task. There's one artificial intelligence that just looks at traffic lights, whether it's red or green, if the car can drive or has to stop. There's another artificial intelligence that just looks at the traffic signs, like speed signs and parking prohibited, stuff like this, those signs. Then there is a third artificial intelligence that just looks at pedestrians and so on. And in this way, self-driving cars suddenly get easier to build. I mean, it's still really complicated, don't get me wrong there, but if we would think from the perspective we want to replicate a human, this would be kind of undoable. By splitting it up into separate tasks, this becomes more doable. So what I'm comparing here, the YouTube algorithm, this artificial intelligence, I'm comparing to one single artificial intelligence in the self-driving car, which would be, for example, the one that looks just at traffic lights. And here is the thing that is more complicated, and that is really affecting you in particular as a YouTuber as well, is that the artificial intelligence that looks at traffic lights only has to learn once how traffic lights look like, how they can detect whether a traffic light is green or red. This is kind of a learning they do back in the auto shop, the development office. They train this artificial intelligence to see those traffic lights and detect whether it's green or red. But when this artificial intelligence is on the road, it doesn't learn anymore. It's just watching the camera picture and looking for traffic lights and signaling whether there is a red light, for example. The YouTube algorithm, on the contrary, that it can't learn beforehand which videos are good or which videos are not good, which videos to do more promotion for, which videos to do less promotion for, because each new published video is unique. You can't compare it to anything. So this artificial intelligence that YouTube is applying has to learn for each and every new video again, whether it's a good video or a bad video, and making it more complicated, even if it's a good video, which people are interested in the video, right? I mean, if I'm talking about how to bake a cake, for example, I mean, people who like baking, yeah, they are certainly interested in the video, and the video is maybe top-notch, like Netflix quality of production value, so they really enjoy it. But you know, someone who doesn't bake or even cook, yeah, will not be interested in that video. So they have to learn how good is the video and which people are interested in the video. So it has to, in life, in real time, has to learn for each video how good it is. And this certainly, yeah, this live learning, what comes into play here is that when you publish the video, the first days of the video are very critical, because right at the point when you publish the video, YouTube doesn't know anything about the video. I mean, it could be anything, right? The only thing it knows is the SEO you did, so title, description, tags, and all that stuff, closed captions. So it has an understanding about the topic of the video. So this gives YouTube an initial idea about which people might be interested in the video. But beyond that, it doesn't know anything, because it really has to test out first how well people receive this video. Yeah. So that certainly is it's in the beginning. YouTube is showing your video to subscribers, to people in search, and to certain interest groups who are interested in the topic you told YouTube with your SEO the video is about. Yeah? And then in the beginning it will show the video to those people and then track the watch time, the click-through rate and the watch time. Yeah, that's really what is happening here. When we look at that, this bottom half, the impressions are given to your subscribers for first people in search, interest groups that match the topic that you told YouTube your video is about. This is few impressions in the beginning, and then YouTube has an eagle's eye onto the click-through rate and the watch time this video is producing. So this way YouTube learns how good the video is, and if people are really interested in the video. I mean, it could be the case if you have clickbait. Yeah, you tell YouTube it's about a certain topic. Yeah, for example, you say it's a baking video, but then the video in reality is about car repair, for example. I mean, if you would do that, yeah, SEO for baking a cake and do a video about car repair, then YouTube will immediately recognize that you maybe still get a click-through rate that is pretty high because your thumbnail is still about baking, let's say, but then the watch time will be very low because people expected a baking video but see a car repair video. So this way YouTube is learning the quality of your video. Yeah, so this is the initial seed for your video to make the future success happen. And when we look at this way, yeah, there is really no way around doing a really great video. Yeah, this is what we already can learn from that. If you don't have a great video, then no use. Then YouTube will recognize that, because watch time will be low and all that will signal YouTube that it better shouldn't promote your video more. Yeah. So certainly working on the quality of your video is really important and no way around it. Frankly, I have to say, half a year ago, you might probably be able to find some comments on social media from myself about click-through rate and impressions that I don't believe the YouTube will publish those to us. I was really surprised that they do, and I interpreted in a way that YouTube is nowadays very confident that the algorithm can't be gamed anymore. No one can produce a crappy video and then, because they gamed the system, will get it viral nonetheless. Yeah, because that is very important. I mean, if creators could game the system, yeah, then the viewers on YouTube will be in a bad position. I mean, you will, as a viewer, we will get recommended some videos that you don't like watching, just because the creator gamed the system. The viewer comes first, right? So it's important to not be able to game the system. Quality videos must be the thing where no way is around. Yeah, and I think by that YouTube is now publishing this information is because, even though that is really telling the details about the YouTube algorithm, it's because they know, even though people know that, it's no way to game it anyway. Yeah. On the Scotland, yeah, that's good. I would rather game my own mind and get creative and grow. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, by the way, the quality of the video is not the only thing. The choice of your video topic is also one thing. We will see a little bit later, because the impressions a lot depend on which people are interested in the video. And depending on which video topic you choose, more or less people are interested in that. I mean, take for example, how to grow on YouTube is a topic that certainly a lot of people are interested, but we know it's the creators who are interested in the topic. But let's take, for example, how to polish an aluminium ball, right? The latest trend on YouTube. That is certainly something that many more people are interested in. So the potential impressions that you could have for such a video are much higher than for how to grow on YouTube, certainly. So the choice of video topics, where that's also a part of your creativity you can live, really can make a difference as well. That, of course, yeah, correct, Christopher. It's starting with your choice of your niche, right? If your niche, I mean, for example, my YouTube advice channel is limited by the amount of creators there are out there, right? I mean, of course, I'm no way near reaching the ceiling of reaching all the creators on YouTube. I mean, there are millions, yeah, right? But still, if I would do, for example, Minecraft gaming, that certainly there are many more people that are interested in that niche. So the ceiling is much higher there for this niche. Anyway, so niche, then topic, that basically is, I would say, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, the biggest influence in the amount of impressions you can get on your video. But then again, Tom, good point. Don't get that wrong. Yeah, you should focus on a certain niche. Especially in the beginning, focus on a very small, well-defined group of people who have very specific interest in certain topics, rather than you know, if you start out a comedy channel, for example, that is very broad. I mean, basically everyone is interested in comedy, right? I mean, who doesn't watch comedies from time to time? But then again, it's very hard, since the appeal is very broad. You also have to tailor your videos according to the particular needs. I mean, there are so many different kinds of humor, right? So it's hard to, in the beginning, to build a fan base if you are too broad. Yeah. So don't go for too many impressions. Like, don't only focus on where you can get the most impressions. At the beginning, certainly, kind of every niche has the potential to give you enough impressions to grow a small channel to, let's say, 1,000 subscribers, for example. Yeah, so starting very focused on a certain niche, sub-niche even, is a good idea in the beginning. Okay. Oh yeah, Christopher, which niche is that? Where the biggest guy has 45K subscribers? Your niche is probably right. So yeah, you have the ceiling, but later on, if you decide on your niche, certainly, first of all, 45,000 subscribers already very good. Wristwatches. Oh, all right, all right. What's it called? Swiss watches and so on. Yeah, nice. Yeah, the 45,000 subscribers is already really great, and I would say wristwatches is also a niche where you can like do Amazon affiliate. So I would say you're all set with a channel that size already. You don't really need a much bigger channel to make a living out of it, I would expect. So we don't need all to become a PewDiePie to in order to make that our job. Depending on the niche, the ways to earn money from it are very different. For a comedy channel, it's much harder to earn money than for wristwatches, of course, because wristwatches, you review those watches and give an Amazon affiliate link below in the description, which makes a lot of sense, of course. And this way, even with a much smaller channel, you can already make a living from it. So it's also a thing to consider when you're choosing your niche. So it's not all about just getting more and more impressions and subscribers and all that. A certain ceiling limit to the top is sometimes not even bad, because it's good enough. All right, let's dig into the YouTube algorithm now. All right. And here comes really the juicy part. When we look at the YouTube algorithm, and let me switch over to my piece of paper. All right. Here we go. Where's my, here, okay. All right, when we have the YouTube algorithm, where is it? Oh, God. All right, when we have the YouTube algorithm, we have all the videos on YouTube. All videos, basically all videos need to get promoted on YouTube. I'm talking in general now for all YouTube algorithms, that is search, suggested videos, and the home screen. First of all videos are taken, then they are filtered. We have a filter here. Oh my God, let me see. The camera is not very. Okay, we okay. It's a good email. I'm sorry. The camera is really not working there very well. Okay, we get filtered down to a few hundred videos. 100 videos. And then YouTube does the ranking. And that is what is shown to the user. Okay? This is how the YouTube algorithm works under the hood. And the interesting part is, if we look at that, the ranking, we have the click-through rate, which plays a role here, and the watch time. The filter itself, this is where our SEO and our topic choice goes into. Yeah, that's my realistic hand. um, so the interesting part is when we talk about the YouTube algorithm, usually we only talk about the ranking algorithm. Yeah. And I will show you that first because we know that better. But we always think that SEO is there to rank our videos higher. The funny thing is, it's not the case. Yeah, SEO does something different. It does influence the ranking in a certain sense, but not as we would expect. Really, what the ranking does is it takes those few hundred videos, yeah, and those are ordered. They are sorted according to click-through rate and watch time. Yeah. So the video that has the better click-through rate and watch time, the best click-through rate and watch time, this one is ranking first. That's easy as it is. That's it. Yeah. So what you need to do in order to rank higher is really have great thumbnails, titles, as well as long watch times. And we are, by the way, talking about the absolute watch time. Yeah, that's the minutes watched on the video. So if you have a 5-minute long video and people are watching it for 3 minutes on average, that's already quite good, I would say. And these 3 minutes are what count. Yeah. So that's all we can do for ranking. Yeah. So SEO doesn't influence that, but basically, as you see here, we have first all videos that gets filtered in different ways. I will explain it to you how it's filtered for the different algorithms, for search, for suggested videos, for the home screen. But basically, we have a few hundred videos, and those get ranked then. So what SEO does, and the choice of your topic, and then the SEO on top, is basically getting your video, yeah, getting into those few hundred videos. So SEO is a matter of making it through this filter. Yeah, I will explain you later. But whether you do, if you don't make it through this filter, that's why SEO is important. A good choice of topic is important. You, even if you would have a high click-through rate, a high watch time, you don't get ranked because your video didn't make it to this point. Yeah. So only if you make it here, you get ranked, and then click-through rate and watch time is what matters. And then again, also, I mean, all the SEO you do in the ranking, if you made it into the first few hundred videos, then the SEO doesn't matter anymore. How high you rank. Yeah, you could make it rank number 500. Yeah, because you have low watch time. Even though you had really great SEO, it is no help here anymore. Yeah. So this is what basically happens under the hood for the YouTube algorithm. And and by the way, what you see here, what I explain you here is what is in detail explained in the scientific paper, which is the second link in the description for everyone who would like to know more about that. So I see you have a question about that. Watch time is how long you kept your watching. The video is 10 minutes long and kept for 5 minutes. Then 5 minutes watch time is full watch. Yeah, it's the absolute watch time. The length of your video really doesn't matter at this point. It only matters in a sense that if people watch your video to the end, you have the chance to let people lead off in the end screen to other videos. You can also do that through cards, by the way, and that produces a co-watch which goes into the filter for the suggested videos algorithm and the home screen algorithm. So that could help you there, but it's not affecting the ranking, how long your video actually is. So a few questions about that to begin with. Needs more JPEG? Yes. This stream, I will. The replay will be available. Exactly. Click-through rate and watch time together is what matters. If it was only click-through rate, then clickbait video would work. All right. Let's go further. So yeah. All right. Are end cards counted as for in click-through rate? I think it should be. Yes, should be. That would go into this gray bar here. If someone found your video through an end card, would go into here. I'm not sure though if you have a card itself, if you don't click it, whether that is counted as an impression. I'm not sure about that. I mean, you know what? It doesn't really matter that much. I mean, we have incomplete information from YouTube here, but still, you can say anyway the biggest portions of all the impressions are actually from the home page and the watch page, which is the recommended videos on the site. So whether you include cards and end cards or not doesn't really make a real big difference in the amount of impressions you get. Yeah, and of course, same thing with click-through rate. Frankly, a click-through rate there, I think they count again, because the views you see here are the total views of your video. Yeah, this is actually those impression counter and those views are not tied together. Yeah, this is separate locations where YouTube is getting the data from. This is your total views, and the click-through rate is basically just a math formula. Yeah, 4.6K divided by 612 makes 4.5% in this case. Yeah, so it's not really something YouTube is tracking in a sense. It's just calculated here on this page. Yeah, so every view counts in the end to make up the click-through rate. That skews the result a little bit if all the smaller things like cards and end screens were not included into the impressions, but you know it doesn't really make a big difference. What matters is the really big picture here. All right. How would session time factor into this funnel, including people who click off to other channels from yours? I had this question before. Session watch time, certainly what matters here is only the watch time on your video. Yeah, here in the ranking, only the watch time of your video matters. Session watch time is actually something that I don't see in the details that YouTube is giving us. Session watch time is something that might not even exist. I'm not sure about that. I just don't have any information about that. I saw Tom from Creator Insider, you know, this YouTube channel. By the way, the video, the first link in the description is from that channel. He once talked about watch sessions, but I don't think that necessarily session watch times or watch sessions are something that YouTube explicitly has in its algorithm as like an explicit part of the algorithm. It's more like an emerging property of how the algorithm works. We will see in this filter, there we have something like co-watches. People who watch this video also watch the other videos, and watching sessions where people watch one video after the other creates those co-watches, which goes into the filter telling YouTube which videos belong together. And I think our notion of watching sessions being positive for our videos, this is really something that is not really baked into the algorithm. Probably, this is my theory, because there's no information about watch sessions in the details, but rather something that happens to fall into place according how the algorithm in the first step, in the filter step, works. I will explain you it really in a minute. That was the next thing I wanted to explain to you. So you'll see these co-watches are something that make watching sessions so valuable. Did you know that you can see the impressions for your entire channel and not just your video? Yeah, exactly. That is possible to see here. Quite interesting, actually. I would say it tells us a lot about the potential outreach we could have. If we improve our thumbnails a little bit and so on, we can tap into more of that, right? And also what they announced to release is the unique viewers on the channel, which would be the unique people that are watching our channel in depending on what filter we set, let's say last 28 days. That is also something that is not yet released but will be released shortly, which will tell us also a lot about how much potential we have in outreach for our channel. What you need to do is here, if you go into the Creator Studio, that's the whole Creator Studio. You just go onto Analytics without selecting a video here. What I did before, I clicked a video and then Analytics to see just the numbers for that video. But you can also, when you are here in the overview, directly click to Analytics and then Discovery. And then you see that for the whole channel, as you see in the last 27 days, I have 70,000 impressions. Yeah. Apparently my click-through rate is really bad. I was thinking about improving my thumbnails a notch, so maybe I can tap into more there. But by the way, very interesting to see, I got 20,000 watch time minutes here. So in 1 month, if I continue to do that over a year, then I will finally be eligible for monetization. I did reach the quota or the amount that you need each month for that. Mathematica Simples, you already have the unique viewers. That's awesome. Then it's not a long time that everyone will get it. I think they also go down, like first the bigger channels and then down to the smallest channels, and certainly mine is with 1,700 subscribers, not very large, so I'm one of the last ones to get those features, unfortunately, although I would really like to have them first anyway. So all right, okay, let's go into more details, because as we saw here, this part is really where the music happens for getting more impressions, where our SEO happens. we now know how to influence the ranking. But as I said, from all the videos, the millions of videos, yeah, I'm not talking 1 million, more like 3 figures million, all the videos, it's filtered down to a few hundred videos, yeah, and each algorithm, yeah, works in a very similar fashion here, with first filtering the videos and then ranking those videos. Let me quickly cite you a text from the scientific paper I linked below in the description. It says that if users are no, that's the wrong one. During ranking, we have access to many more features, yeah, like metrics, watch time, views, likes, whatever, yeah. We have access to many more features describing the video and the user's relationship to the video. That means what people are users' interests, you know, like what topics would do they like watching, and the user's relationship to the video, because only a few hundred videos are being scored rather than the millions scored in candidate generation. That is what they call candidate generation here. Yeah, the millions that are scored here. And in ranking, because they only have a few hundred here anymore, they can analyze the video in much more detail. Yeah, of course, we learned that click-through rate and watch time is the most important one, but of course they take more things into account, in particular things that are about the users. You know, if you search for a search term, every user will get slightly different search results. They are mostly the same for everyone, but they are slightly different still. But that's search for the home screen and for suggested videos. You also get very different videos recommended to this person depending on what the person's interests are. So what goes into here is also yeah, like what is the viewer about? Yeah. So yeah, of course we can't influence the interests of the viewers, so we can safely ignore that here. But certainly what it's telling us, YouTube has to filter down the videos first, otherwise they couldn't do a sophisticated ranking at all. So every algorithm, ranking, search, ranking suggested videos, ranking the home screen videos, are having this step, but the filter in the beginning is different for each algorithm. So let's look at the filter step for the home screen and for suggested videos. This one will be very similar. All right, let me explain to you. As I said, all videos are filtered down to a few hundred. And as I said, I mentioned before, those initial signals YouTube is getting about your video, yeah, when you upload it, and I meant like your subscribers start watching the videos, a few people in search start finding this video, certain interest groups who are were interested in the same topic that you said through your SEO matters to the those people because they are interested in those topics. Those send initial signals to YouTube, yeah, how long the watch time is in particular, and this one gets picked up, and based on that it can decide which other people are also interested in these videos. Let me quickly explain that to you. What we have is we have your subscribers, yeah, for example. Then we have a certain interest group. yeah, that is interested in the topic your video is about. Yeah, you do. I do a video about ranking, and then this interest group are people who often watch videos about ranking on YouTube. So that would also be a group that sends initial signals to YouTube. The point here is that YouTube has an understanding about groups, yeah, that are close to those people. Yeah, and those people who are similar, have similar interests, have similar watching behavior. If the video does well for those groups, yeah, high click-through rate, high watch time, then YouTube starts promoting it to those people as well. Yeah, and of course, it's tracking then those how well the video is doing for those people. Yeah, some other people. And if it's doing well for those, it goes even further. Yeah, those groups, this is another group, and if it's done really well here, it's looking at those groups that are even similar to those. So it's slowly spreading, yeah, until those groups are so different, so to say, yeah, to what the video appeals to, that suddenly YouTube is not showing it to this anymore. That's what I'm talking about, this bump. Yeah, in the beginning. Let me show it to you again. Here, that was this video. Was it? Let me show it to you. Here we go. This bump that we saw here, yeah, that was certainly, I would expect in my case, certainly my subscribers who produced very good signals. Yeah. So what happened here with this bump is that my subscribers got the video, of course, they get notified and all that. I hope many of you also have rang the bell, so certainly you don't miss any new video. And you get positive signals because, yeah, of course, my subscribers are subscribed for a reason. Obviously, I did something right with the videos I did in the past. So you're watching the new videos, and since I have hopefully, I guess, consistent quality, you enjoyed my videos. So then YouTube went forward and showed it to a similar group of viewers, yeah? Similar people like you guys, and this way I got this bump in impressions because YouTube promoted this to these people here. Unfortunately though, those people didn't really like my video that much, so it stopped here. It didn't continue to show it to even more similar people. Yeah. But ideally, if they would enjoy it, the bump would go even up because YouTube starts promoting it to these groups as well. So this is what happens here. And the big question now is, what are these interest groups? What are these? Yeah. And frankly, here we go. Frankly, that's really easy. You already know that from Amazon. Yeah. They explicitly state in the paper how those groups are defined is by people who watch this video also watch this video. People who search these search terms also watch these search terms. Search these search terms. It's the same thing as people who bought this product on Amazon also bought this product on Amazon. Yeah, it's as simple as it is. I mean, frankly, I mean, as soon as you know it, it's kind of, I mean, there's no magic to it anymore. It's really that simple. And although it's not really actionable for us now, because we don't have any information about those viewers, which videos they also watch, it is quite easy to understand. Yeah, but but we have a little bit of a peek into that. Yeah, and let me explain you a little bit. Let me explain you a little bit. Okay, here we go. The thing to make this happen, yeah, to make your video spread from your subscribers and initial interest group to more interest groups out there, yeah, to make this happen, active subscribers and semi-subscribers. Semi-subscribers I will explain you in a bit. That's the term I invented. I mean, yeah, no one else is using it for good reasons, but anyway, it's an important concept. Active subscribers play a crucial role here. Let me read you a statement from the scientific paper. We observe that the most important signals are those that describe a user's previous interaction with the item itself or other similar items. Yeah, people who watched this video also watched these other videos. Yeah, people do watch certain videos. That is the interaction people had with videos, and also tied to a channel you will see shortly. This is the user history that they factor in there. Yeah, the interest groups are basically formed from the history, what each individual user did on the YouTube platform. And as an example, yeah, this is the statement from the paper again. As an example, consider the user's past history with the channel that uploaded the video being scored. How many videos has the viewer watched from this channel? Yeah, was for example, users who are subscribers, they most likely watched many of the past videos of the same channel, which is a very good signal then. And again, the statement, when was the last time the user watched a video on the topic? Yeah, it's topically related and channel related. That's also why I said, like, the initial seed groups are your subscribers as well as certain interest groups. For example, I recently started watching like puzzle games, like those wooden games where you have to unlock a key or something like that. I didn't subscribe to the channel, but I now get recommended puzzle game videos like crazy. Yeah, so I'm in the interest group, obviously nowadays, even though I didn't subscribe to a particular channel, who are interested in puzzle games. And of course, I'm subscribers from many YouTube advice channels, and for a good reason, then I get recommended new videos from Brian G. Johnson, Nick Nimmin, and so on. So these are the seed groups, and basically what happens here is that if the user history of a particular viewer shows the person has watched many videos of the same channel, yeah, this is this part where active subscribers come into play. Yeah, it's very important to nurture your subscribers, yeah, to make them loyal to your channel so they keep coming back, because for that reason you ensure that this seed interest group, your subscribers, is a big one which has a lot of links to other groups that are similar to those subscribers. So your video has the opportunity to spread faster. Yeah? Active subscribers is just one part. Of course, if you're niching down on a certain very specific topic, this way you also ensure that if you're really targeting a certain interest group, a certain topic very strongly, then that is also a way to make sure that your video can spread easily among people who are interested in roughly the same topic and similar topics. Yeah? So active subscribers or a very strong focus on certain topics is very important to make to make this filter happen. Yeah, we are talking about this filter. Yeah, we want our video from all videos go through the filter and make it into the few hundred videos that get ranked then. Yeah, if we don't make it into this few hundred videos, then we have lost our chance. So we have to increase our odds that the filter chooses our video to become part of the few hundred videos. Yeah? And active subscribers are a very important part for that. Just a quick hint. If you are using Morningfame, then this top section here in the velocity tab is very important. The active subscribers here is measured in this point. Ideally, it even goes up. Yeah, it's explained here in very much detail, and you can also see like how it evolves over time. As you can see, it went up quite a lot for me, went down again, but luckily it goes up again. So this is kind of one thing that I want to grow, certainly, my active subscriber base. Of course, with all the subscribers I have, not everyone watches every new video I upload. The active subscribers is just a portion of that. And hopefully you achieve in keeping many of your subscribers active, keep coming back to your channel, and that is something that plays into the YouTube algorithm in the first filter step. By the way, those 3 buttons give you a very good idea about what you could do in order to make your subscribers more loyal. Especially valuable is the subscriber experience here, which talks about here on the left. You want, of course, many views from your subscribers so they keep coming back. You want long watch time. So this is, of course, in general, the quality of your video, but also the choice of topics, because your subscribers, you know what topics they are interested, and you have to keep producing videos about those topics so they keep being interested in those your channel. And of course, ideally, they engage a lot. And for example, on my channel, I'm really happy about all your comments that I get from you. That really tells me you enjoy my videos. And here on the right side, these are the top videos that you as subscribers enjoy the most. So that is a good idea to make more of in order to keep you loyal to my channel. So this is a very important part here. But very interesting. As I said, these interest groups, yeah, they are these links of similar groups to your subscribers and the same topic and so on. They are defined on a basis that those people who watch these videos also watch these videos and so on. Yeah, those people who search those search terms also search these search terms. This way, the closeness of similar people are determined by YouTube, and the most important aspect of these, what you can see here, this relation between viewers, is people who watch this video also watch this video. In an earlier paper, 2010 or so, YouTube published how their recommendation algorithm worked back then, and they already stated there, which still is the case, I believe, that these also people who watch these videos also watch these videos is the most important part in forming this relationship. Yeah, in this older paper they state this as co-watches. I think this is a really great name. And co-watches is something, even though we don't have very much information about that, we can peek into. And here it's getting actionable. All right. So we want to know how can we make this this filter work in our favor. So we have to find out what are the co-watchers. What other videos are the people that watch my videos also watch, like from other channels, right? This is the interesting thing we would like to know. And here we go. So what I found out is if you go into the Creator Studio, here we go. I have here a video. It's a pretty old one already about the algorithms. 6 algorithms to get this covered. By the way, it's the search algorithm, the suggested video algorithm, home screen, then the subscription feed, notifications, and the trending algorithm. Anyway, interesting video to watch. Here, for this video, I get a large portion of my views come from suggested videos. Nearly 40%, which is quite a lot here. And the interesting thing is, look at that, top videos suggesting my video. 32% of those 40% come from YouTube algorithm 2018 Dirty Little Secrets. That is a video from Brian G. Johnson. And that is actually quite obvious, or no wonder. First of all, I'm happy that a video from Brian G. is referring me through suggested videos, many viewers to this video. Yeah, I'm happy that this happens, but also I can tell, from my knowledge, Brian G has a YouTube advice channel that focuses quite a lot on the YouTube algorithm. And I myself also focus quite a lot on the YouTube algorithm. So we have a lot of overlap in the topics we cover, as well as I already know that many of you guys are already also watching Brian G's videos. Because, I mean, Brian G does a lot of marketing for Morningfame. So you guys watch Brian's videos, learn about Morningfame, sign up for the software, and usually also you subscribe to my channel then, because you discovered it this way. So the subscriber overlap is quite a lot. So we can really say that in this case, by having this knowledge, my subscribers are very similar to, I mean, a very close bubble is probably Brian's subs. Yeah. So there's a close relationship to that. So it's also very likely that this way it's very likely that I get recommendations from him, traffic from him, because you have to also see that the other way around. If Brian publishes a new video, yeah, then this video does very well with his subscribers, and it's then promoted to more people, and more people means those that are close to his subscribers, which would be then most likely also my subscribers, yeah, because my subscribers are close to Brian's subscribers. So the other way around it works as well. And yeah, as I showed you here, here we can see proof of that. But also, if you want to find out which channels your subscribers watch, yeah, because that's very important to understand how to make use of those interest groups, especially in particular in the respect of subscribers. Then have a look at. Give me a second. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that, but anyway, here we go. If you go to the old Creator Studio, yeah, go here, traffic sources, and then I selected lifetime for my whole channel. Yeah, the whole channel is selected by default and lifetime. So what I see here is now all the traffic I'm getting from. I first was at the top level and then clicked suggested videos. Yeah, I drilled down here. Let me show it to you quickly. It's probably taking a little time to load. Let's see. Yeah, I went here, Creator Studio, Analytics, Traffic Sources, and when you load it up like this, that's taking a little bit, then, oh cool, not as long as I expected even. Give me a second. Oh my god. Then at the bottom you have a list of all the traffic sources there are, search, suggested, home screen and so on, yeah. And you select suggested videos, and then you arrive here at a list of all the videos that drove views to my channel in this case, yeah. And of course, as you can see here, usually most of those videos are of course your own videos, because I bet you do in the end screen you link up your other videos, you have cards where you reference between your own videos, so you get a lot of suggested videos traffic because yeah, through linking those up and through the behavior of your subscribers, your own videos are co-watched quite often. Yeah, of course. Someone not just watches one video of your channel, but many videos of your channel. So you have those co-watchers. So the suggestions also are showing videos, your own videos that drive more views to other videos on your same channel. But if you want to find out which videos are watched alongside your videos from other channels, then you just have to go through those, and I mean it's quite quick to do. You see your own thumbnails, right? But here we have suddenly a video of Brian. Yeah, that is his video that brought me a lot of views, and this way I can find out, okay, apparently many viewers of my channel are also watching videos from Brian G. Yeah, so this way you can find out. So you can go through all those, and this way you can identify those channels that people are watching as well. And with this knowledge, you can go one step further. And let's see. Here we go. In the Research tab. Oh, here we go. Here in the Morningfame keyword tool, you have this first topic tab, and there similar channels are listed, and it's no wonder that Brian's channel is listed here as well. So what's showing here is the top successful videos from Brian's channel recently, yeah. And so in order to make use of this closeness of Brian's subscribers, yeah, Brian's audience, a good idea is to look at Brian's channel and see all the videos that are successful for him. So ideally, to tap more into his audience, I would do more videos that are about similar topics as Brian's video. Starting with those channels that already drive views through suggested is a good idea, because there is something, you know. The audience is already quite similar, so expanding on Brian's audience here in this case is easier than, let's say, some random other channel. Like for example, let's say here Neil Patel. He's not very close in topics to mine. There is an overlap, but not completely close. So it would be much harder to tap into his audience rather than Brian's. Yeah, to recap, go to here to traffic sources, click suggested videos, and then you get the list of all the videos that bring your views, and this way you can find out which channels are already close to your channel. And then with the Morningfame report here in the keyword research tool, you can even identify the most successful videos for which you could then do similar videos to make. In the end, yeah, this relationship more tight, yeah, and basically make the filter here play in your favor. That means that all the videos are taken from YouTube, and in suggested videos, for example, your video becomes then eligible, yeah, becomes part of the few hundred videos that become selected to be shown as a recommended video, for example, alongside when a viewer is currently watching one of Brian's video. Yeah, that's the idea here. All right. So some questions about that. All right. All right. Then let's go further and talk about this search algorithm. Yeah. Certainly, suggested video is really powerful, and hopefully you get your foot in the door there. Interestingly, here let me give you a statement from the scientific paper I linked below. Ms. Lay, I just answer your question shortly. A statement here. If users are discovering videos through means other than our recommendations, yeah, so they don't discover the video through the suggested videos or the home screen, we want to be able to quickly propagate this discovery to others via collaborative filtering. What I explained you here, yeah, this is something like collaborative filtering makes happen. Yeah, this is people who watched this video also watched this video. This is kind of information that the group as a whole tells YouTube. So this way it can identify which people have similar interests. Yeah. That is the collaborative filtering taking place here. And what they say, if users discover the video through other means, that means search, for example, yeah, if they discovered a video through search, then they want to make sure that people who search, for example, similar search terms, but not the exact same and didn't see this your own video yet, they want to propagate this discovery. So imagine that you have a viewer that is part of a larger group who have the same interest. And this particular viewer searches a specific search term and finds your video. Although those other people in this same group who have the same interests didn't see that video before, they didn't search the same search term, so they didn't see it, for example. Still, then YouTube, if this person who searched the search term and watched your video really enjoyed the video, watched it to the end in particular, then YouTube starts to promote the video not only through search, but also through suggested videos, through home screen, to these other people in the same interest group. So this statement is really a fact that tells us search can be the foot in the door. So let's go into search, talk about search, the search algorithm in this case now. But before that, Ms. Lay, how do we see videos in Morningfame, the suggested videos? Sorry, I don't get your questions quite. Your question quite. Can you elaborate on that? Sorry, I don't understand what you mean. From what is the viewer's perspective? What do you want to do? Okay, thank you. Hi Andreas, how are you doing? All right, so let's go over to suggested video. Yeah. To see videos like ours, yeah, basically you can say here, yeah. A good source for that is the topic tab in Morningfame's research tool. Yeah, when you go here, channels are selected that are close to your channel, and then their best videos. So this way you can get inspiration of what video topics you can cover next. Yeah, here I have video creators. Neil Patel does a little bit YouTube SEO. Ryan G. Johnson, of course, Roberto Blake, and so on. Yeah. What Morningfame does here is looking at which videos from other channels are ranking alongside your channel, and this way it can identify which channels are related to yours. It doesn't work perfectly for each channel. For me, it's doing very well. For some, there might pop up some channels that are not really related. There were just a few videos that were for a given time related in this case, but not all the time, not the whole channel is related. So see that a little bit about as inspiration, but this is a perfect place to get inspiration about video topics that are a good idea to cover on your channel as well. Yeah, and this way, this is really like the first step in getting into suggested videos. Yeah, to choose topics that are covered by similar channels as well. Because as I explained before, those people who watch those people who watch those videos also watch similar videos, and this way you can make sure that Hans, please don't post political information here. That's not the place to do that. Oh my God. Let me go through. Okay. All right. Where was I? Yeah. People who watch these videos also watch these videos. If you do videos covering similar topics than similar channels, then you can that way you can make sure that this relatedness between those interest groups gets stronger and stronger. Ronnie, feel free to moderate a little bit if something comes up. Thank you very much for that. All right. Now let's talk about the search algorithm a little bit. What we see here, yeah, this process also is true for the search algorithm. Although ranking is the same way, click-through rate, watch time, which matters the most here, the filter is a completely different one. Yeah, for search, in search, we have relevance, of course, which is important. Yeah, well, what you do in your SEO, you tell YouTube the topic of your video, and this way it knows if your video is relevant for the search term a user is typing into the search bar. And I noted down something something as well, a little bit the user history. Yeah. The interesting thing is there, the search results are not static at all. They change a little bit from user to user. Because if I, for example, Rodney, for example, you know, you are a small YouTube advice channel, and obviously, compared to the competition, you have to be very intelligent about finding your target search terms, right? But still, sometimes when I search for very competitive search terms, some search terms even I can't rank for, still I see Rodney's videos in the search results because of the reason that I watch Rodney's videos quite a lot, and of course watch them to the end because I'm enjoying them. And so this shows a little bit how the user history goes into the search algorithm as well, although not as much as for, let's say, the home algorithm or the suggested videos algorithm. It's altering the search results a little bit, but not as much. So relevance is certainly some filter that is happening for the search algorithm. And here's an interesting part. The paper shows that I'm really confident that this search has that filter as well, that is filtering down to a few hundred videos before doing the ranking. Yeah, and what I did was a quick test. And did you realize that if you scroll down in the search results, at some point it stops loading new search results? So even though you have, for example, let's say here, you have YouTube algorithm that has over 1 million search results. If you scroll down, you only see at most 500 search results. And I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think the reason for that is because for search, this filter filters out from all the videos on YouTube just 500 videos that finally get ranked. Yeah. So if you don't make it into those top 500 videos in this first step, then you won't rank at all. I mean, there's no watch time in the world that could help you ranking here if you are not getting into those first 500 videos, then you lost your opportunity. And that is where the SEO comes into play. Yeah. With SEO, you're making sure that YouTube understands the topic of your video, because that's what's happening with relevance here. When people search a certain search term, yeah, they search YouTube algorithm, and of course they select not only those videos that are about the YouTube algorithm. Of course, it tells us there's over 1 million videos about a YouTube algorithm, but it's certainly the more relevant, the more likely your video will get into the top 500 videos. So your SEO is really important to make it in this first step. Yeah, explaining YouTube the topic of your video. That is basically exactly what we do in the Optimize tab here. Yeah. This video, this was one of my past videos. That's the metadata I used for that video. My target search term is long tail keywords, YouTube. Yeah, that is telling YouTube, okay, my video is about long tail keywords on YouTube, right? So I use that in the title. I also use long tail keywords in the description. And of course, my tags evolve around the whole long tail keyword thinking. Yeah. So what we do here in the Optimize tab is explaining to YouTube that the video is about that topic. Of course, YouTube doesn't believe that this video is about that until it has proven to work well with those people interested in long tail keywords YouTube. So if you initially, it could be that if someone with relevance, someone is searching for long tail keywords on YouTube, then my video goes through this filter, because with all the metadata I explained YouTube, yes, this video is about it, it is relevant for that, it is worth being in the top 500 videos to get ranked in the end. Yeah, that is what's happening here. Of course, when my video is ranking and then shown to people, it's again tracking the click-through rate and the watch time, so that YouTube can get a better understanding of how good the video is, whether the video is really about long tail keyword, whether people are really enjoying that video. So if that's not the case, it would be not the case. For example, if I would do a clickbaity video and the video is really about something else, then through the low watch time, low click-through rate, maybe the video gets ranked down and then maybe fall off from the top 500 videos at all after some time, so it won't get even through the filter anymore, right? But basically what we do with SEO is making sure our video gets through the filter, and that's what I said in the beginning. Yeah, that's the crucial point. SEO does not make your videos rank higher. It only makes sure it gets through the filter for the right search terms, the relevance. Yeah, we are making sure the right search terms for the right search terms. Yeah, the video is about. Our video pops up as being highly relevant, goes in the top 500 videos, and then the final ranking of those 500 videos, yeah, is done through click-through rate and watch time. Yeah, that's what makes our video rank high then. Yeah, if I would have really bad watch time, then I would be maybe rank number 500, even though I made it into the top 500 video. Maybe my video is the worst of all, yeah, and it's ranking very low, and then or also had lost the chance. Yeah, but this is kind of two to-dos you have. You have to get through the filter first, and then you also have to rank high, and both is influenced by different things, like here shown at the top. Yeah, but also to be precise, SEO is not only about getting through the filter. It's also about ranking higher, but not really in a sense that your video ranks higher because of that. It's in a sense that the other videos rank lower. Yeah, the other way around. What you can do here is, what are those top 500 videos? What is your competition? Yeah, and if the competition is low, you have a higher chance to rank high. Yeah, so what we do with SEO here, yeah, here we make sure we get through the filter in the beginning, into the top 500 video, by explaining the topic properly. Yeah. By the way, at the same time, what it means is that my video won't get into the top 500 video, for example, how to grow on YouTube. Yeah, because my video is not really signaling YouTube that it is spot on for this topic. Yeah. So there I'm actively not wanting to get through this filter because my video is about a different topic. But it's okay, because I mean, I'm banking on this topic to get views from there. So let all other videos that talk about grow on YouTube have their spot in for other search terms. Yeah, but again, what you can do here in order to rank higher is to make the other videos rank lower. But since you of course can't influence the other videos how high they rank, because their click-through rate and their watch time is defined by how well they are doing, this is what you do here in step 3, search. You are looking for search terms that have low competition to begin with. Yeah, that's what the grading is about. Yeah, as you can see here, I did targeted a search term that has very good grades for me. And you can also see that my video is ranking number 3 here, because as we see in those grades, the competition is very low. Yeah. What I did here is, with step 4, optimizing my metadata, I went through the filter into the top 500 videos, but also I made sure these other top 500 videos are having not much ranking power. So it's easier for me to rank high. Yeah. That's what SEO, the topic choice, does for you also in ranking, even though it's not directly influenced, but it's more rather the decision where you want to rank. Yeah, you want to rank at a place for search terms where the competition is low. Yeah, so that your video can rank high. All right, some questions about that. More watch time and subs are really important for that. Indeed, yeah. Subscribers are important to give your video a good watch time. They are important for YouTube to recognize more easily the active subscribers. Yeah, you have your subscribers, and then you have similar viewers that YouTube can then potentially promote your video as well too, so you get more impressions from these people as well. And of course, the watch time is what in the end really makes the ranking high happen, in conjunction with a high click-through rate, which is most likely influenced most part from your thumbnail. By the way, one thing I recently realized, you watch Netflix. They are already doing this for a while, but if you see those series and TV shows, movies there, they show it with different thumbnails oftentimes. Yeah, the same show has many different thumbnails they show to a user. Yeah, and sometimes I think like, wow, a new TV show, didn't see that before, I have to check it out. And then I realize it's the same show I checked out earlier, but it's only a different thumbnail. They do it for a good reason, because certainly, of course, this effect that I think like I didn't check out this show before, even though I did, only because the thumbnail is different. So it gives the show a second chance that I would maybe then watch it after all. But also, of course, they are trying to do different thumbnails, because some are more effective than others, so they have to try that as well. Of course, I mean, Netflix does it on a really high level. They have really good designers for the thumbnails, but still they are experimenting with different thumbnails, and that is the same thing on YouTube. The thumbnail has a very big impact on your video. It's like the magazine cover at the grocery store, right? You buy it for the cover. Rarely anyone looks through the table of contents of the magazine itself. Just the cover itself makes the buying decision. And that's the same way on YouTube with the thumbnail, right? You see the thumbnail, if it's intriguing, you click it. So this is a very important part to work on, and I start to believe I should redo mine to make them more appealing even. Marco, no, sorry, I don't offer that. But if you want mentorship, I can highly recommend, as a starting point, Brian G's Patreon. Look at Brian G's channel, Brian G. Johnson TV. He has a Patreon where you can be part of a small cohort where he does cohort tutoring, which has a very low price point, not as expensive as real one-on-one consulting, and many happy people there. So check that out if you want to get started with getting mentorship there. All right, we were at the at the ranking algorithm. Do you have any other questions? I would like to know how you can get an A or B when you enter keywords. I got D or C no matter how hard I tried. For views, I got C. I think subscribers was a D, but relevance was an A. Miss Lay, a good question. You know what? You are already doing great. Have a look at this footnote here. Yeah. The recommendation is to have a D, 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 B at least. If you have that, you're good to go. Yeah. The only thing that you should avoid is having red grades, E's or F. Starting with the D, you're already good to go. So I would say if you already can achieve like these grades you just said, you're good. Go for it. Even for those people who can't even reach those, this is sometimes really difficult for small channels who don't have much channel authority yet, and also a very competitive niche like cryptocurrency, right? Crypto cruising, you can tell that most likely, right? Then here's the link to a video I did to help you to find better search terms that give you better grades. But as soon as you reach D's here for all three and no red grades anymore, you're good to go. Your chances are quite high already to actually rank for the search term you're looking for here. One thing though, make sure when searching search terms that you get a green check here. Yeah, that's very important, because that's denoting that a common search term, this is a common search term. If you get a gray cross here, that most likely means that the search term is not used by people. So even though you have good grades here and will most likely rank for this search term, no one is searching it, right? So you have a high rank, and even if you are at rank number 1, no one searches that and you won't get any views. So be careful to look at this indication here to have a green check all the time. So that ensures that if once you rank high, you also get some views. Yeah, mathematical symbols. Definitely check out this video. That could help quite a lot in finding more search terms. What I experienced is here, it's just if you're starting out as a small channel, or are even a little bit bigger already, but the competition is, you are in a very competitive niche, then it's really tough to find good search terms, and that is basically reflecting the high competition in your niche. Yeah, the only thing you can really do there is to get creative, to find a more alternative keywords that give you better grades. It's for small channels quite hard to find those. Yeah, but hang in there. The more you find, the better you rank, the more channel authority you will grow, and the more you grow, it will get easier and easier to find good search terms. Because of course, I mean, the competition is at a certain level, and the more you grow, the more tougher of a competition you yourself become. So of course, in relation to yourself, the competition gets smaller and smaller this way. I have on my channel, let me see, a few videos that help even further for finding good search terms. The one that is linked in the keyword tool is actually, let me show it to you. The one that is linked in the keyword tool is this one, Find Low Competition Keywords. That's a really good starting point, how to use the tool. Then keyword ideas through traffic sources is a really good one. As an additional inspiration, which I use quite often, this strategy. And then long tail keywords. This also talks a little bit more about long tail keywords, and also what you can do instead if you arrive at a very long tail keyword but still don't have good grades. Yeah, the idea is that you replace a few words with other words that have similar meaning and so on. You'll see that in the video. So I hope that will give you a good idea to uncover those less competitive keywords, because that's really the key in keyword research. As I explained before, we don't have much influence into the ranking here, other than improving the click-through rate and watch time, since the filter has to make it happen for us. The SEO only applies to the filter, and so when we go into the top ranking videos, then we only can rank high if those other videos that come into the filter aren't of a big competition. Yeah, and if you look at niches like how to polish your aluminium ball, or how to make slime, or just general beauty topics, or general tech topics, they are so competitive that usually the top videos that go into the ranking are so competitive that as a small channel you don't have any chance, even if you would make it into the list. You have to find topics that produce lists of videos that have low competition to begin with. All right, that's the idea here. Thank you, Miss Lay. All right. Okay, let's sum it up. Here, the whole thing we saw today. Let me show up this discovery graph again. Let me. What is this? Videos. What is happening here? Damn it! Sorry, guys. Here we go. here we go. This impressions, how they lead to watch time, is really the whole story. We talked about those impressions to begin with, and that is basically what happens here, in the filter most likely. Where do you get into the top list that actually go into the ranking? Ranking is done for search, ranking is done for home, also for suggested video in the same way, right? And of course you want to get into the top 10, for example, because we know that people don't scroll down into the results lists, they get shown to the user. So what we need to do is to get into lists where we have a chance to rank high. But apart from that, of course, what we see here, views and watch time, click-through rate and watch time is what makes happen that we rank here very high. But to get into those lists to begin with is done by the filter. That is where the impressions are happening, and that is where we do SEO, that for search, that we are highly relevant for a given search term, or for suggested video, the filter does work different. For home and suggested video, there we have this interest groups where our video is, if it's performing well, slowly spreading out from our active subscribers to subscribers of very channels close to my own channel, like in my case Brian's channel, or interest groups when the channel is covering a certain topic quite often. So it's spreading out slowly to similar groups, and depending on how it performs, it spread out more and more and more. That is what you basically see here as a bump. It's spreading out to a new group, but in my case, click-through rate went down. People didn't really enjoy it, so it stopped there. It didn't spread any further, unfortunately, for my video. So it takes some time that the video, the production quality has to go up for that, and the appeal of my videos, until I arrive at a point that this really takes off. Then, yeah, I'm not there yet, just now. But it is a good sign that YouTube at least starts trying to promote my video to more people, giving me more impression, more opportunity for my channel. All right. Yeah, Chris, indeed, live streams are really excellent for watch time. All right, hi super user, tech mods, how are you doing? Pretty late, I'm about to close here. The replay will be available shortly. The audio is bad again. I really have to check that. All right, do you have any questions about that or everything I explained today? When your niche is not popular in your country, what's your advice to break through? You're probably talking about YouTube advice, which you do in Dutch, right? Good question. First of all, I have to say when talking about countries, the only algorithm that is really filtered by country, strongly filtered by country, is the trending algorithm. You know, the algorithm that decides which videos show in the trending tab on YouTube. All the other algorithms are country independent. However, the language plays a big role. Yeah, basically, if you are not getting your foot in the door into the Dutch market, I mean, if there really no interest, then that's really bad. Then you basically would need to switch your language to English, for example. Even though I would say English is very competitive, so I'm not sure if you if that would I don't know. That's not an easy move to take. I'm not sure about. We all have the opportunity to translate all our videos. I know, Michelle, you're translating your titles, descriptions, and so on into other languages. And I think what would be necessary as well is to provide subtitles in the other language as well, to really make it happen. But I'm not sure how much that really impacts the overall growth of the channel, because people who expect English videos want to have it dubbed in English. The voices should be in English as well. It's kind of tough to make that leap into different languages. Big channels do so, but they have such a strong appeal already that people don't mind the language barrier and work with the translated subtitles. I don't think that is really a viable path for small channels to go over the language barrier. Then you would really need to do your videos in English, which you already started to do, so that's great. Michelle does most in Dutch, but recently did a few collaborations in English, right? So that's a good thing. Mixing languages, I can't say much about that. Whether that's a hurdle, I can't really say about that. But you would basically need to switch to English speaking in order to address the English speaking community. There is, by the way, something, I'm not sure that's just a theory, but an observation. If you are an English speaking language, for example, but you are located in Holland or Netherlands. Yeah, Dutch is Netherlands, right? No. How's the country called? Danish. What's the anyway? Then the location you set for your channel seems to have an influence on where your people are promoted. What I didn't tell you about before is that the suggested video algorithm and the home algorithm are not only filtering the video based on these videos are watched alongside with these videos by people. Yeah? People who watch this will also watch this. It's also doing that based on demographics, so age and country and all that stuff. So this also plays a little bit of a role in there. So I think that is kind of maybe a little bit of a proof that it could be it makes sense that the location you set in your channel plays a role in the how your videos get promoted. So even though I'm German, I still set my channel to the United States because there's the biggest portion of the English-speaking community. Yeah, I wouldn't say. I think I would see a little bit of a downwards trend if I would set my channel to being located in Germany. So if you switch your channel to English, if you would do that, it would be making sense to switch the location of your channel to the United States as well. Even though I don't know how much of an impact is there, but I talked to a few YouTubers who saw an impact, so it could be a reason. Anyway, yeah. So, okay, do you have any more questions? Otherwise, I would wrap it up for today. I hope this in-depth explanation of the algorithm helped you in understanding where all this advice plays a role. I really like it in a sense that those tips that we usually see on other channels, we can now see where they apply and how much they can do and how much they cannot do. So again, better thumbnails is really important, titles along with that. Watch time, absolute watch time for your videos, super important. So work on those 3 things as much as you can. And the choice of topics to begin with really influences how much impressions you can get. SEO is very important to explain YouTube the topic of your video. So it filters your video into the right topic for the right search terms. So your video is considered to be ranked for certain search terms. And of course, keep an eye on your active subscribers and the consistency of your topics you're focusing on, so that YouTube knows with which people to start to promote your videos to, and then slowly to spread it out to similar people accordingly. All right, thanks for joining today. Was really a great thing to share with you. I was really excited to share that, so I'm glad that worked out. Yeah, I will certainly check my audio afterwards, what I hopefully can do about that in the future. All right, have a nice day, my friends. See you. Bye.